thanks for joining me. It's Megan with Manifesting Me. For those of you who don't know me, I talk, write about, and teach manifesting, and I'm also an intuitive, and I connect in deeply with people's energies and help them better understand who they are at their core so they can manifest more of what they want and less of what they don't. I want to talk to you about kind of what I'm in the midst of right now, and I tell people that I believe, anyway, that every day we're manifesting, whether we realize we are or not. We're always in the process of manifesting because manifesting involves thinking, feeling, and being vibrating human beings, and that's what we are. So I'm always in the process of manifesting. Sometimes I'm more intentional, and other times I'm just passive and, not really putting a lot of effort into it, but still aware when things show up. And manifesting is as easy as we allow it to be. And I think that's, a key in terms of what I teach people is that it doesn't have to be a difficult process. It doesn't have to be ritualistic. You don't have to do 10 steps. You don't have to meditate a certain amount every week. Like, there's really nothing that you need to do except figure out what your rhythm is with manifesting and understand how and when it works for you and play on that. So again, I'm a big fan of it. It's easy. It's using our everyday thoughts and feelings to create what we most want in this world. And so just to give you some examples, kind of the more I've gotten in touch with my own manifesting abilities and the easier it's become for me. And this, it's a process that I've honed over the past 15 years. Things just kind of pop into my life now, which is really nice. And it's like anything. I remember the first time that I ever tried to run a quarter mile. Oh my God. I was sucking wind. I was so tired. I was thinking like a quarter mile stinks. I'll never get to a mile. And 27 years later, I run 5 or 6 miles just about every day. And I don't really think much of it except that for me, running is like breathing. So, it's something that I do because it makes me feel good. And it's not, sometimes it's a challenge, but it's not the challenge that it was when I first started. Manifesting is the same way. When I first was trying to manifest, I felt like I was trying to put a round peg in a square hole. Nope, wait, it's the other way. A square peg in a round hole. And I just wasn't getting much traction with it, and it was frustrating. And, so you think about what's happening when you're frustrated. Your energy is constricting, and, it just doesn't feel good. And one of the big things I've learned is that to bring more good stuff that we want into our lives, we have to feel good. So you almost have to set the stage first of feeling good to get more stuff that makes you feel even better. When we're feeling crappy, that's a good time to just focus on raising our vibration to a point that we feel a little bit better, because feeling crappy tends to attract more crappy, and that's just a big hot mess. So right now, where I am this week, for example, earlier this week I had a thought that I wanted to sell some books. And, I'm not just talking like I want to sell a book. There are times when book sales are up and times when book sales are down. And I decided that I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to sell some books. So I thought, yep, let's do it. And, when I do that, I want to say amazed, but I guess that's the wrong term because it happens enough that I almost expect it. I just don't always know the timing of it. But sure enough, sold a handful of books to somebody I wasn't expecting to sell books to. And that was one of those, hey, cool, thanks universe. I didn't put a lot of thought into it. Again, it was just a thought of like, yeah, it'd be cool too. And that's been key for me, is that really relaxed mental position of, yeah, wouldn't it be nice if? No biggie if I don't. That's part of it. You can't want it. I've learned I can't want something so badly or so goodly that I feel I can't live without it, because that actually, for me, pushes things further away. So it's more just that, kind of, whatever, cool. Yeah, if it happens, great, bonus. If it doesn't, I'll be all right. So also, this was kind of a fun thing. There's a house on the street that my husband and I live on, and it's been abandoned for maybe getting close to a year. The two of us have joked about buying it as an investment property. And so actually this morning I woke up and I was thinking about that house and thinking somebody had actually already purchased it. And so I went online, did a little bit of research, and come to find out it's still on the market. And in my head, I was like, ooh, maybe I should reach out to our real estate agent who lives like an hour away from us to, just take a look at the house because we haven't seen the inside before and there were no pictures online. And then I was like, no, don't bother her. My God, she's got other, you're going to be a looky-loo. You're not going to necessarily be somebody who's serious about buying that house. So don't trouble her. And I ended up texting my neighbor next door and just said like, oh, hey, that house across the street didn't actually sell. Looks like it's still on the market. And I just made a joke about how I didn't think that they would sell it with no photos. And he wrote back and he said, do you want to take a tour of it? He goes, the people who live across the street from us are realtors. They could get us in. I was just laughing because I was like, what was I trying to manifest? I was trying to manifest getting inside that house to take a look at it. But, I didn't want to bug our personal realtor. So, yeah, so sure enough. And isn't that how easy it can be? Or you think of somebody that's the classic, you think of somebody and the phone rings kind of a thing. That's manifesting. That's being in resonance. Now, that said, it's much harder to manifest things and people and experiences that we're not in resonance with for whatever reason. So another example that's real current to what's going on right now is my husband and I have talked about and finally gotten comfortable with the idea of adopting another dog. And, we said goodbye to our 15-and-a-half-year-old dog, Gertie, earlier in 2020. And I knew that I would need some time before we decided to bring, another dog into the house. I needed to heal and I needed to just kind of have some time, just to shore up my energies again. And I think he felt the same way. And then we just decided maybe 3 weeks ago that we were ready. And so we started to look. And, there's a lot of cute dogs out there. And I set up some searches and, I had kind of my list of what I was looking for. We wanted a dog that was going to match, kind of be fairly close in energy and personality to our beloved Gertie. So, me and my lists, I had the same kind of list before I met my husband, and he fit everything on that list and then some, which was terrific. Anyway, so then we've actually found a dog. Last weekend we saw a dog online and both of us were like, like that feeling when your heart is just like wants to come out of your chest and you see something in that animal or that person or that whatever that goes, oh my gosh, yes, I'm saying yes to that. Full-bodied, full spirit, yes. We put an application in, didn't hear anything. Another day, 2 days, 3 days, didn't hear anything. My husband happened to go back on the site. Actually, before I even tell you that part, I'll say the one thing was really clear on and stay really clear on is that it needs to be the perfect dog for us. So I trust that the universe knows me better than I know myself. I've trusted that all along, thank goodness, because they did when it came to my husband, my job, my home, so many things, so many big decisions in my life where I thought I knew what I wanted, and then the universe was like, oh, honey, like you're in the ballpark, but we're going to get you the best seats. So just trust us. So for me, it was let it be the perfect for us dog. And, if this dog that we just put an application in to adopt is not the perfect for us dog, then it won't be ours. Like we won't hear back or it won't go through. And I trust that. And, sure enough, we did not hear back on that dog. I was not expecting to feel as sad as I was when then my husband went to go check the site again, like on the 4th or 5th day, and noticed that they had changed the status to adoption pending. So somebody was going to take that dog home, and it wasn't us. But that just told me you're more ready than you realize, because I was also feeling, there was part of me that was going, oh my God, is it too soon? Is it too soon? Am I really ready? So there was subconscious parts of me that were maybe nervous. And those are the parts we can't always get in touch with. Sometimes if we're really aware, we can touch on them and go, gosh, yeah, I do. There's part of me that's questioning, like now that we've pulled the trigger and put an adoption application in, are we ready? Where you're thinking you're going to quit your job and leave and get a new and better one, and then you actually get an offer from some other company and you go, do I want to change jobs? So yeah, So I trust that that particular dog that both of us kind of fell in love with was not the right dog for us, and that the right dog would show up. And so that's where I'm keeping my energy. And, you know, sure enough, just today, another dog crossed in my search parameters, and I thought, okay, yeah, there's another one. But for like 4 days, I was kind of sad, you know, thinking like, oh man, there'll never be. And I don't think like that. I don't think there'll never be another, because if it was the right person, experience, or thing for us, will come to us when the time is right. I believe that. That's how I've lived my life, and that's what I've experienced. So when there's those misses, those things that we hope will happen and then don't, there's something else going on. There's some, we're not in resonance at that time. It doesn't mean we won't be, but for whatever reason, timing, energy, something's not right. But the right people, things, and experiences will always find their way into our lives without a question. So that's where I sit with that. So yeah, that's I guess that's where I'll leave it. Is just that that's my process. Is that, you know, when I'm in resonance with things, they happen easily and enjoyably, and it's like, yep, okay, got it, done. And when it's not quite the right time, either because subconsciously I'm not there energetically when I think I am consciously, then it just means I've got to do a little more work. The experience with a dog, though, when I realized how sad I was that the first dog that we saw and put the application in for wasn't going to come into our lives, that sadness told me, you're ready. And my heart just opened up even further, and I could feel more love in my chest, like, yep, now's the time. Now is the time. So, yeah, I'll keep you posted. I expect any moment we'll hear some good news. So that's what I have. Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video, leave comments, subscribe if you want to know when I post new videos, and wishing everyone the stuff of their fondest dreams. Until next time, bye-bye.